Top List presents 10 Most Bizarre Prisons in the World. Number 1. San Pedro Prison, Bolivia. It is the strangest prison in the world, where drugs are mass-produced, children roam free, and prisoners dish out a brutal mode of self-styled justice. In the heart of the mountainous La Paz city in West Bolivia sits San Pedro Prison, where 1,500 male inmates call the shots, virtually sovereign from external guards, whose only job is policing escapes. San Pedro Prison is the largest prison in Bolivia, renowned for being a society within itself. Significantly different from most correctional facilities, inmates at San Pedro have jobs inside the community, buy or rent their accommodation, and often live with their families. The rich prisoners are able to buy what would pass for luxury: cells with private bathrooms, cable television, a kitchen, and sometimes even a jacuzzi. It cost a prisoner between $1,000 and $1,800 to buy one of these cells, which they'll own until their sentence is over. Number 2. Renoirs Prison, Spain. Prison is no place for children. That is, of course, unless the prison in question is Renoirs, located in the Spanish town of the same name. Renoirs is home to real hardened felons serving long sentences for various crimes, but it is also home to a rather unusual secondary group of inmates: their families. Spain says it's the only one in the world with cell units for families, Disney characters on the wall, a nursery, a playground for toddlers. The idea is for kids to bond with their imprisoned parents while young enough to be oblivious to their surroundings, and for inmates seeking rehabilitation to learn parenting skills. The unit of the special F1 section are known in jail jargon as 5-star cells. Number 3. Cebu Prison, Philippines. Nothing says entertainment quite like murderers, drug dealers, and sex offenders dancing to pop music in unison. Likely you've seen at least one of the viral videos posted online from Cebu Prison in the Philippines. Their thriller video was ranked 5th in Time magazine's list of top 10 viral videos. The dancing is the unnatural evolution of the exercise program at the prison. While most facilities are content to let felons run around, play basketball, lift weights, or knife each other, the warden at Cebu wanted discipline, and after being inspired by a scene from Shawshank Redemption, he felt music needed to be involved. The prison also does live shows, after which spectators can have their pictures taken with some of the inmates and buy souvenir t-shirts. Number 4. Squirrel Cage Jail. The Squirrel Cage Jail in Pottawatomie County, Iowa, has been closed since 1969, but in its lifetime, it had one of the most unusual designs ever for a correctional facility. From the outside, it looks like a normal small-town jail, but inside, it is another story. That's because it features revolving cells. These were designed with intent of having maximum security with minimum jailer attention, meaning that the jailer could sit at the center of the circular structure and, without doing any rounds, keep an eye on all of the prisoners at once. Number 5. Shark Prison, Guernsey. Shark Prison is located on the island of Shark in Guernsey. The population is less than 600, and it was the last place in Europe to drop the feudal system in favor of democracy, ushering elections for the first time in 2008. It was built in 1856, and it apparently was the smallest in the world. It can house 2 prisoners at a push, and is still used for overnight stays. If you continue to play up after, you'll be shipped off to a proper grown-up jail with corridors and staff. That officially makes it both the world's smallest and stupidest prison. Congratulations, Sark. Number 6. Crusty Prison, Russia. Russians' prison have a reputation for being the most overcrowded on Earth, especially Crusty Prison in St. Petersburg. The official capacity is set to 3,000, but the actual population is always at least 10,000. Each prisoner is also said to only be allowed 4 square meters of space each, and 15 minutes a week to shower. Yes, a week. In 2006, Vladimir Putin announced that the prison would be relocated to a new facility. It is slated to be closed after the construction of a modern prison facility, which has 4,000 inmates, a sauna, and even a museum. Number 7. Sarasota Chateau. Sarasota Chateau is a unique prison that has seen no violence in 10 years, and that has an excellent arts and crafts program that teaches the prisoners and sells to tourists. According to the warden, when there is a disagreement, we have the inmates involved put on gloves and get into the boxing ring. After about 2 rounds, the dispute is over. The about 1,100 inmates often said no to want to leave the jail because of the easy life they have inside. A great menu that includes eggs for breakfast, cultural activities with men and women, and are also allowed to take long naps, not to mention the VIP cells. Number 8. ADX Colorado. The ADX is located in Colorado and is said to have the maximum security ever possible. It is the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility and is situated in Florence. It opened in the year of 1994, and it is pure torture. The inmates are allowed out of their cells for a period of only 9 hours per week. There's hardly any sunlight, and you have to do everything in your cell. Prisoners are served meals in their cells. The room is mostly poured concrete, which ensures the furniture can't be moved or even humped comfortably. The toilet will shut off if someone tries to plug it, and showers work on a timer to cut back on potential flooding. They are not allowed to interact much with each other. Not a lot. ADX is a prison intended for the worst criminals in the country. This is a place you should really be afraid of. Number 9. Justizentrum Loeben, Austria. The Justizentrum Loeben happens to be nothing less than a 5-star prison. It looks like a beautiful office building made of glass. This particular prison is located in Austria, and the funny thing is that most of the inmates are in prison for burglary. For some reason, people in Austria are attracted to burglary. The rate of burglaries compared to the United States is around 40% higher. The interesting bit is that most people would actually commit low-rate crimes to just get into a prison. I'll tell you why. Because Austrian minimum security prisons are fucking awesome. If you're in Austria and you have a working brain, you should be trying to get into one of these right now. And number 10. Gitarama City Prison, Rwanda. Remember the prison Bane chucked Batman in halfway through The Dark Knight Rises? The one that was basically hell on earth? Well, meet its real-life equivalent. Gitarama City Prison in Rwanda is little more than a dust hole in the ground. Unfortunately, that hole is currently filled with over 20 times its intended capacity. The result has been all sorts of indescribable misery. Mass infections routinely break out, and starvation is not uncommon. There have even been reports of inmates cannibalizing each other to stay alive. And that's before we move on to the general conditions. Standing room only, human waste covering all the floor, and inmates' limbs actually decaying on their bodies. If there's one place on earth you don't want to be, it's there. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and click this YouTube bell next to the subscribe button to get notification of most amazing videos from Top List.